Interact. Leave that there. Okay. Sorry, are you guys all here? Audio settings here. John? Are you are you here too, Will? Yeah, for real. It's okay. I said I was gonna be late. I can wait for them. Alright, I'm gonna grab a water and then hope they're back by then. No, no, no. We're waiting for John now. Okay. He's Hey, what was grinding, man? Is John back? No, you're good. Just making sure you're here. And now that we are, but yeah, he's here now. Okay, so I know it's been a couple weeks since we played. So So I'll start off by just going over that last session. Obviously, you guys have ascended to this tower and just finished up a pretty large combat. Um, Barely, you guys managed to come out on top of these enemies. Um, with some very, very lucky rolls, among other things, and good balancing of objective versus combat. You guys have now captured the uh I guess Hyungyi, um the one of the head cultist guys you've been talking to. Yusuf has this child with him, and then um there's also Archibald, who I think you killed Archibald too. And Silas is also dead. You tied them up. So if you guys, yeah, he killed Silas. Fuck you. Okay, so last session you guys described to me gruesomely cutting off their hands and feet and then binding them. No? We can talk about this, but last session, at the end of the session, you guys were like, Jack was like, I cut off their hands and feet, and then Kyo laughed maniacally. If you guys think that your characters would do something differently, I know it's been a while. Feel free to backtrack just a little bit. So you guys can't. Just for reference, that's like a greater restoration per injury. Use- but you don't stop him. Um, do you want me to move them to like a certain place so they're all like in a line or something? Okay. I stopped you right after. So, and right now in roleplay we're at the moment. So you guys just proceed as if it's at that point in time. Yeah, he is. You're right. He did not. Give him one sorry. Mhm. I said 1 second. All right. So you what precisely are you looking for? Sure. Yeah. Go ahead and make an intelligence check for me. It's not necessarily a. I mean, it is a book, but inside it's not like okay. 23. Very nice. So you look at this, and they look like hard instructions, almost like a scroll, rather than like actual notes or a process or something like that. It's like a magical scroll almost in the book. It looks like some kind of instruction set for him to follow. Um, Deciphering it though, from what you do know about from your magics and your studies and stuff like that, this definitely seems like some kind of type of like either like gravity or or chronergy magic for sure. The point of it, it's hard to say. It doesn't look like anything you've personally interacted with yet. Um, but your guess, but what you can see for sure is that it would definitely move its location through whether it's through chronergy or graviturgy. You're not sure. Oh yeah, he is up here now, isn't he? Hold on. on 1 second. I just realized I didn't. Where the fuck is this fucking token? It's like a light novel. Like I can cast magic, but only at the lowest damage. Okay, so you guys have set them aside. You guys are talking amongst yourself. Do you guys want to begin a long rest at this point? You guys can talk during, of course. Yeah. Mhm. Yep. Definitely. This boy looks to be almost in his preteen to early teenage years. Um, which is kind of odd considering the last time you saw him, he was like 8. He seems to be like passed out right now from the commotion and everything, and he looks as he's asleep, he just has this somewhat contorted look on his face, just of stress, almost. Well, yeah, because I'm still doing a child voice. When I say like a preteen, I mean like 12. Like 12, 13, 14. What? No, I was just doing a kid voice. It is definitely odd, Will. You notice they look nothing alike. I'm trying not to laugh. As as a as a psychiatrist in training. You actually did that last session. Do you want to do it again? Okay. He says, "Yes, I think with these people out, the monsters will stop coming from within the mountains. I can go back to my people." He looks down at his com comrade and says, "With some good news." I He looks around and says, uh, "Well, we have both benefited from each other's company. You have my gratitude." And he does like a slight bow. He gives you a nod of recognition and just sits down to rest. Kind of. Yep. The archaeologist says, yes, I actually plan on informing the archaeological guild of our findings, and hopefully I can sanction a larger uh, site investigation." I, uh, well, it's not like I had many applicants. Only not many people up here interested in cultural archaeology. Is Gab even awake right now? He was downed. Technically, you had to benefit from a short rest before you can get any hit points, technically, but. The archaeologist nods and's like, well, if he has a recommendation, I'm sure that would increase his validity. He looks at. Yep. Well, maybe. Okay. Hold on. Okay. So we'll say with the rest system, if you remember, after about 3 hours or so, you guys will regain half your hit dice and can roll hit dice. So we'll say that you guys kind of lounge about for a while there. No, on the second half you get your spells back. Is there any? What do you guys want to do within those roughly 3 hours? You notice that as the hours pass, there more and more from the hole that's been made in the ceiling from when Hyungi originally descended. More and more light is flooding into the cavern. You think it might be? It never landed. Yeah. Yes, sir. I hate flying speeds. Shut the fuck up, John. Jack, you notice? Oh, so go ahead, Kevin. Will, turn your picture on. Yeah, it has not been identified. Yeah. If you do remember, Kevin, touching the handle was not an issue. but you have not tested past that point. Yep. Like we said, we're gonna handle loot and identification later. But so John, well, he's just naked. He's Hold on. Let me go touch on Kyo and Yusuf really quick, Phobos, and I'll come back to you, okay? Oh God, I have a massive fucking headache. Um, Kyo, are you just reading this essentially glorified scroll? Hmm. Okay. I mean, the crystal, it's above like this slight platform that glows beneath it with about the same color of the crystal itself. It kind of like bobs in place there, just floating ever presently. It occasionally has like almost like a spark come off of it, but as it kind of licks up into the air and then just goes back to how it was. It is bigger than you. So yep. Hmm. It's definitely it's hard, John, because it's you can tell it's in the chronergy kind of graviturgy magic, and just from how it's written, and you can tell it's some sort of relocation magic, right? But it seems to be of like something of at least like six level power in terms of like how you would see spells. But it almost looks like very custom. It's not meant for like widespread use. Someone wrote this for this specific instance. And this guy was sort of just following it like an instruction manual. It was like a not precisely. You know the function of it, but you don't know like, oh, it's gonna go to like these GPS coordinates or something like that. Hmm. Yeah, Yusuf, do you do anything throughout these couple hours besides rest up? Okay. So I'll say after, like I said, after around the 3 hour mark, at this point, Gav and whoever's not dead over here, which would be, I guess these two only. Yep. They are able to be made conscious at this point. I think the feet would be enough, honestly. But but the brother has the feet. You can't cast you can't cast spells that have somatic components without fingers. Technically, the only one I know off my yeah. So I'll say at this point, Gav wakes up, and you think that you could probably wake the other two up if you had a chance, but Gav wakes up and he comes to, sort of sits up, looking he he's like laying on the ground. He like sits up, like putting his hands on the ground, like sort of just is there, and he kind of blinks and looks around. He's like, ah, did we win? Oh, that's good. He kind of like lays back down, but he's still like awake. He kind of like props himself up against the edge of the stairwell. He he gets up and he walks over and he towards you, Guile, and says, "Ah, "Well, Guile, I may not have been as impactful as all of you guys, but you've shown me that I can still walk down the path I want to." Hmm. Well, it's just his head there, so he nods. Um, it's it's okay. I'll make do. Okay, so Kevin, did you say you wanted to retrieve Hyungi's like arm, like shield and sword? I mean, they can't even hold them, so disarm is like a. Um, here, if you want, I can do this. Boom. There you go, guys. There's a pile of wood chips. He you kick him awake, you like kick him, and he kind of like blinks for a minute as his eye you see his eyes focusing, and he looks up at you, and he kind of he sneers, and then looks around at his situation and down at his hands as he's trying to prop himself up. He says, "It's a bit." He like peers past you towards Yusuf, and he says, "My brother seems to be asleep." Yes, that is troubling, isn't it? Seems this place doesn't quite know how to separate between identities sometimes. Nothing. So, you've captured me. You stopped my big plan. What do you want now? um, I'm sorry. Could you repeat it? Um, Versions. It's not really my department. More really just repeating words I've heard other places. I'm not the mastermind per se behind all of this stuff. You know how it is. He says, like, kind of like, you're putting slight pressure on his neck. He wakes. That is that is a bold statement coming from you, Guile. I sensed it when we clashed blades. I told you, Guile. He said he. Oh, he doesn't have hands. Um. As I've recently found out, we are not so different. He kind of like rolls his eyes for a second, and he's like, he says, "Kyle, we serve the same God. I really don't see what all the fuss is about." He laughs to himself for a second. He says, "Well, you've got me rounded up, Guile. What do you want from me?" "Oh, it's not too hard to find out. I mean, everybody talks in the church, you know. Everything's officiated. When I heard, well, Guile was leading an expedition, and, well, with my current alignments, you can really put the pieces together, can't you?" It, He ignores you. He kind of squints at you and he says, "Wow, you really are a good actor, girl. Almost can't tell the difference." On who? Yeah, go for it. Yeah. Uh, slash. You can tell. So you can tell he is being very purposefully cryptic. But you get the sense Guile knows what he means. No, I'm kidding. No. He's just being very crypt. He's being very cryptic. He doesn't seem to be talking to you guys. He just seems to be giving Guile a lot of attention. That's all. Yeah, of course. No, okay. So Guile's talking to him, and he's saying like you betrayed the Church of Corinth and everything like that. And it just seems like Hyung Yi is giving him like a lot of like snide remarks and like seems to be probing at him. He did say that. Guile, I've learned I don't need redemption from Corinth anymore. Not for my goals. You guys, for just a moment, like a cloud going over the sun on on a bright day, feel sunlight disappear for just a moment. And he says, "Maybe you'll find out soon." As he looks up, but now you're really in trouble. A couple things happen. To notice the sun? Yeah, when he looks, it's literally like almost just like a second of the sun being gone, Kevin. At he looks, yeah, he looks up. He looks upwards as he's like saying that last thing. Here. Yeah. So you guys look up towards the sky, where the original hole that he bursted through. So you see, you feel this, you feel this shadow cross over you guys, and then you see Hyung Yi look up, and you follow his gaze. There's a sudden, as you look up, you're not looking down, but you feel this sudden gust of wind that kind of forces your, like, when like a large burst of wind comes at your eyes and you kind of have to shield them for a second, re-wet them. You shield your eyes momentarily, and when you open them again and look down, you didn't even hear anything. But there's suddenly a large gash running through the stone in front of you as you see a looming figure there. Where the four bodies in front of you should be, is the trail of a large black blade, and a figure stands holding it. You hear the figure say, "I really can't believe how naive I used to be." As you see another Hyung Yi standing before you. Here, here, I'll show you. Does this work? That is correct. Yes. Here, I can expand this a little bit just so you can see. Yeah. As you look, there's just blood on his blade as the three bodies, or the four, I guess, Silas's head and then the three other bodies are just completely cleaved in half as he kind of like whoosh, like whips his sword to the side and blood comes off of it. No, your son's over there. I mean, yeah. Go ahead, Phobos. Go ahead. Yeah, just make it a. Do you have an attack? Uh, yeah, just roll that. Just roll that. Okay, 19. He took it off someone. He also is a fighter, so but fighters come with crossbows when they start the game. Oh, that's true. You did have a. Oh, I told him to roll it because he doesn't have it in his item slot or in his as a prepared attack yet. But Kevin did say that he took out his crossbow as he was looking up. I mean, if you see something far above you, Kevin can make the decision to like just take out the ranged weapon. I see it. I'll see the argument. You saw something like break the sunlight above you, and then you saw Hyung Yi look up. Yeah. Okay. 19. Oh, the arrow. He does not. No. So it's 18 to hit. Yeah. Hold on. I'm just pulling something up his sheet really quick. So you see this guy land, and then just the three in front of you, again cleaved in half like before. You see Phobos kind of like looks up, like the gust of wind. He like kind of refocuses for a second, sees this guy in front of him, and just like like shoots the arrow. You don't see his Pegasus. You just see him there now. He's just there now. No, he seems like he was in like a combative stance, like he had just swung his sword, and then he kind of relaxed again after doing so, and is now like facing towards all of you. So Kevin fires this arrow, and it kind of like chinks past one of his arms, not like a full hit. You see, it kind of scratches his armor a little bit, and he like looks at you, his eyes narrow for a second, and then you hear Gab go no, and then he jumps in front of you. you see Gav like out of the corner of your eye is like lifting up his shield in front of you, and you blink as you like look back towards like in slow motion. You like blink and as you're turning your head towards back towards the new Hyung Yi, and by the time you're done blinking, you see Hyung Yi standing in front with his sword down towards the ground, and Gav's arm is chopped off. And the shield has been cleaved in half. Guile's shield, yes. Sure. Yeah. If you remember, the first thing he said was, "I can't believe how naive I used to be." That does not hit. Okay, you do so. He doesn't move towards you guys. He says he looks around and he says, "Looks like my formers have made quite the mess. I guess I'm going to have to." Oh wait, also the assistant was there too in the line, right? The assistant would have had to have been. This is Gab's to. Oh no, it's not. Do you want to keep him there, or would you? Because I thought this was Gab's token. Do you? Okay, well then I guess he's dead too. Sorry, you direct this at the Hyung. What is the meaning of this? He looks at you with this sort of like half recognition, and he's like, "Armor seems familiar. Have I seen you before?" He looks confused for a second and sort of just like shakes his head and is like, "It doesn't matter." He just sort of like raises up his sword for a second. And he starts walking towards you guys and says, "Yeah." He's like slowly walking towards you guys, and he's like, "Why make this harder? You've already seen what I can do, and you know I'm not leaving here without a happy ending for me." He says, he like holds up holds up his sword like to get, and like puts his foot forward and like he's getting ready to lunge. He's like, "With me tying up all the loose ends." And at that moment you see like this almost like flash of like bluish blackish light behind him, which is confusing. It's not on him, it's behind him. Let me just drag and drop this. Copy. No, no, it's not. It's just in the same art style. No, no, no. As the DM, it is not Guile. I just asked Jack to draw it for me. There wasn't. I tried to find art. There wasn't anything that represented it. I asked Jack to draw it for me. Oh God. Hold on. Just want to make sure. Da-da-da-da. you see you see this hand like as like Kyung-Yi's like raising his blade up into the like into the air as like getting ready to lunge again. You see as this hand wrapped in like some kind of bandages just grabs his sword from the top and stops him from going forward. Like he goes like to like swing forward and it just stops him after this like blue light comes in behind him. And you see the assistant there holding the blade as like this wrapped hand continues like with this bluish light as like his form kind of like transforms into this like almost like mummy like thing with a wing on its back. Yes. No, it seems to be fully formed. And as this like transformation progresses down his arm and past his torso and across his face, his body becomes well, for starters, his body was fully like intact when he does this, and spreading down from the hand and down his torso and then up across his face, eventually is like this masked figure wrapped in bandages with a wing on its back. And it grabs Youngi's sword and he says, "Who the hell are you?" At this point, the guy kind of like takes his hand and he pushes Hyung-Yi to the side and he flies into the bookshelf. As you get a direct line of sight to him, I'd like you guys to all make wisdom saving throws. Yeah, yeah, of course. Let's see, Kyo, wisdom. Should I just wait? Can I wait for John to get back? I want him to be here for this. Oh, okay, okay. So the guy like the guy who stopped Hyung Yi just begins walking slowly. He doesn't look like he's not raising a weapon or anything, and he walks up towards you guys. Do you do anything? Okay, so let's see. Just double checking. As he walks towards you, Kyo and Yusuf, you guys are both feared of this person, and as he moves towards you, you guys are compelled to move away from him. Yusuf, if you want to grab the kid, you can. Guile and Phobos, you are not feared, but as he moves towards you, all he doesn't he looks almost just past you towards the crystal and says, "Move," in just one word. Yeah, Uh, technically, I believe you can. Feared D&D 5e conditions. Creatures cannot willingly move closer to the source of its fear. A frightened creature has disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of the fear is within line of sight. Yep. Do you want me to roll for you, Jen? Okay. Firebolt. Yeah, you get the feeling that he has a very heavy presence, and just being within sight of him almost affects you to a degree. The Goliath will move as well. You, as you firebolt at Kyo, the guy turns towards you with this almost just null expression on his face. His eyes narrow ever so slightly towards you as he's like about this close to you. And at that point, you see Hyun Yi just attack him with a sword from the back with like this huge strike of energy. And it seems to damage the guy, but he sort of like doesn't really move his form. And he just kind of turns around in almost like rapid speed. Like the next you blink in 1 second, he's like facing you. The next second, his sword has just been like rammed into Hyung Yi's form, and then they hit each other, and he flies back and is still on his feet though. It, could you guys all make a dexterity saving throw for me? And I'll roll for Kyo. John, are you gonna be doing this for a little bit? That's for Kyo. Oh God, hold on. Okay. I guess. No, it's okay. I'll proceed anyways. If you really need to know what happens, then the VOD's there. Okay, and I can tell you. So Kyo firebolts him, but then the guy is distracted by this. Um, anyone who rolled a, I guess, yeah, you would detect a celestial presence. It would be yes, it would be this one. It tells you where it is, right? Okay. That's the only thing you really detect, because it's only celestial, fiend, or undead. Yeah, so you detect a celestial presence. So let's see. Everyone except for Kyo passed. You see, like, as the guy attacks Young Yi for a counterattack, there's just this large, like, burst of energy, and thankfully all of you passed it, except for Kyo, and Kyo flies back 10 feet. At this point, you see it continues just walking towards the crystal again. Is Hyung Yi just like dunk, 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 like comes behind him, like puts his sword in front of him, and is like pulling him away from the crystal. He's like, I don't know who you are or why you want this damn crystal, but it's not yours. And he just and then they just begin fighting over here. It was essentially. So the assistant seemed like like he had some kind of like transformation on top of him. You hear you hear them fighting, and they're just like "Hurrah! Hurrah!" The other guy, and like Hyun Yi's just like making all these like attacking sounds and whatnot, as like this person sort of is like one handing a sword, like just like attack, riposte, like and just like gradually trying to move closer and closer to the crystal as Hyun Yi's stopping him, and Hyun Yi's like is like I didn't jump fucking dimensions to deal with this, and fail now. And he's just like running through, and you see he like tries to divine smite him and stuff like that, and the guy just like fucking like holds his sword above him. You guys moving away towards? What are you doing? Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. Here. I don't think he has stats attached to him. You should have control to move it now, Yusuf. Okay, you can move it. He's unconscious. Oh, for real? What do you do, John? Hey, I believe you haven't touched the crystal yet, have you? Like physically? In the fight? Are you sure? I think I advised you against it. Okay. So you just want to like touch it, like put your hand on it or something, or like what are you trying to do? Because you said you're trying to like take it. Okay, so just tell me what you're doing. Okay, so well, it currently stands about like 1.5 times your height tall, and is a floating crystal. So are you pushing it? Are you? Okay, so let's take this a little slower. You guys are no, I'm just saying like okay, so like Kyo walks up first and you just what? You just try and push it? Okay, so it actually doesn't feel that hard to move for a second. But then I need you to make me a constitution saving throw. Yeah, sure. Let's see. Uh, Kyo? He had a natural one. So, John, as you like push it, you feel like you see it like some kind of like energy is like tethering it down to the platform it floats above, and you get it like almost like half a foot to a foot like displaced from its original position as it like snaps back in the opposite direction that you were pushing it to its original place, and then uh like pulses at you with just like force damage essentially. So, and you take 1 force damage. At this point they're still fighting, and you see this and you see them fighting over there. You realize if you get close that you're probably just going to be in danger uh from just being in the way. Yeah, sure. Yeah. No, you're good. You're good. Um, you know what? I'll do it like this. Okay. Yeah, for real. Um, so Kevin, you let me see the item I gave you. The description's on it, right? Or does it not have a description? Yeah. Yes, I will send you the description of the item. Let's see. Someone message me? Oh, yes. Yeah, I saw that a little late, Jack. Where is Sento Bento? There we go. Oh, that's not right. Yeah, the bot is playing music right now. So it can hold up to 8,000 pounds of weight, or a creature would have to succeed on a DC 30 strength check to move uh, the rod up to 10 feet while it's active. Yeah. So, Kevin, you move it about a foot out and then activate it. And you feel it pulls against the rope. The rope pulls taut again, and the rod doesn't move from this. But you see your rope just burn up from the energy of the force thing that affected Kyo earlier after this, and it like literally burns your rope until it comes free and then just snaps back. At this point, I need you all to make another dexterity saving throw. 14. So everyone except for Guile is knocked back 10 feet. Thank you, Kevin. As just like another large burst of energy comes through over there from Hyung Yi and the guy and the other thing. Yeah. We'll set I'm giving you guys 4 minutes to figure this out before something happens. Timer just started. Okay, you start. All right, so Guile starts hitting with the javelin. Kyo, Yusuf, any of you guys, are you doing anything else differently? That would be hard to identify just from sight. Um, like around the base of the crystal? I mean, it goes over and kind of like sparks kind of like go between the crystal and the thing, but nothing really. It doesn't do. You try what? Okay, so you put the collar on it. So the crystal's kind of like it's like wide at the top and then kind of comes down like a spike, right? So if you put if you put it on it, it'll fall off because like you know what I mean? It's like narrower at the bottom and wider at the top. So like you could get it on the bottom for a second and then but if you let go it would come off. So putting the collar around it and then pulling on the collar. Yeah, you would get similar results to what happened to Kyo at that point. The collar didn't seem to have the effect you thought it would. Okay. Kyo, are you trying anything else? You could have performed the ritual if you wanted to. You could still. No, you could still. Take you about 2 or 3 turns to finish. You have you have no so they're hacking at it for a couple seconds and you see by the way there's 50 seconds left on the clock. And you see they're hacking at it and stuff like that. It's not leaving like a scratch. Like they kind of Guile, you go to like spear at it, and it's like you hit the surface, and it's just like a magnet, right? Like of the same poles on a magnet. It kind of like slips to the side or up or like down or something when you hit it. Okay, you begin doing the ritual. Um, I would say you get 1 turn of progression off at this point after trying everything else. Okay, Yusuf, are you doing anything, or are you just watching over them? It kind of like slips as you hit with it. At this point, you see Hyun Yi like kind of bent down on one knee, and as it like evaluates him, and he turns around. By the way, the timer just ended. He turns around away from Hyun Yi as he's like, like panting, like on one like up on one knee here.
He turns around and looks towards all of you again as you feel like this like kind of pulse coming from him, and you see like almost this blackish bluish like liquid kind of bubbling out to the side of him. Can you all make me a wisdom saving throw? I mean, it's like oozing out. Mm, not really. It's kind of coming out like from his arms and stuff like that. But like you notice like just this like almost wretched smell coming from him as he approaches you. As the Yeah, sure. Can can you draw me the square? Just- Okay. So not on you and on him. Yeah, he is. Let's see. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. So, let's see. Yusuf. Wow, you guys rolled high. Phobos and Yusuf. Yusuf, you're able to get the spell off, but directly after, you guys are both feared. You cannot move towards him unless you want to move away from him. And also, as he moves towards you, you're compelled to move away from him. At this point, he will expend one of his legendary resistances to automatically succeed through use of spell. Yeah, I would say so. You get a second turn off, Kyo. At this point, he walks up to the crystal, puts his hand. Um, what would you like to try? Sure. Um, it's what kind of save is it? Can you just post it for me? Just let me double check this really quick. A plus 15. What are you talking about? Plus 15. Wow, that's pretty presumptuous. What are you looking at? Oh, okay. I was gonna say I thought you were looking up because while I didn't use any of the stat blocks in the monster manual for this, there are angels in the book that have a plus 15 to Dex or plus a 14 to Dex and plus 14 to like con saving throws. Okay. Right, right. That's why I thought it was so weird that you said it, John. I was like, whoa. Oh, that's Keo. Sorry, that was supposed to be as the GM.
that uh, either way, so that was me rolling with Kyo's name by accident because apparently the DM can do that. So you cast blindness and you see it just he kind of like shakes his head for a second and it's like of no matter to him. He looks he he doesn't Kevin Kevin and Yusuf, you guys can't. You can't willingly move towards him. With disadvantage. Well, you kind of just took two turns, so give it a second. Well, Guile, what are you doing? Okay, good. Did you just roll something? Oh, roll 20. Uh, you want to you want to throw the sword at him. The whole, but one of them's the one you're holding is much nicer than the other one. Remember? Did you have it out? You can just stand there in fear if you want, Phobos. Guile, so it's funny. You actually, Guile, you hit him. It manages to scathe his arm. You break through the bandages, and as you do, you see this blue bubbling like blood kind of like oozes out for a second as it goes like and reseals. So you're Jack, I need you to make a contested athletics or acrobatics check. Let's see. So this would be Flash. He looks at you and he says, "Insect." And he just sort of he called you an insect. He with one hand he bats you 10 feet into Phobos. He walks up and he puts his hand on the crystal. It's actually funny that you mentioned that. Well, he runs up and tries to like hit him, and I'll even roll this. I'll fucking roll this. Let's see, where's his thing? I have thought of these things. Anyways, where's his thing? Oh, right. Is it? It just looks bigger because the outside is the same color as the inside. Yeah. He Youngie runs up with his black sword and goes for like a side swing as the other guy uses his free hand to sort of just like parry it away. And Youngie's just there panting.
So we can say you used that all that time to take out a crossbow if you'd like to fire that bolt. Go ahead, make an attack roll. Keep in mind, Guile just slammed into you, so yeah, that is true. You want to hit? Okay, so 13 won't hit. Yeah. Yeah. So right as you're actually about to get your third turn off, the guy has his hand on the crystal, right? You see, he kind of just twists his hand, and the crystal, almost like warping space itself, kind of just like with the twist of his hand and disappears. And then this guy, you see the thing de-transform back into the assistant. As the assistant kind of looks around, he's like, kind of looks around, almost confused for a second. Kyo, you're up. He looks fairly bloodied. We'll just write this as the assistant here. Here we go. Okay, so Kyo, you throw a firebolt at him? The assistant? Okay. Yeah, he doesn't seem to be wearing any crazy armor or anything, but it does kind of does with an 11 it does not hit. He looks around and sees the other Hyang Yi now looming above him as he's lost about a foot in height or so. Um and looks around at all of you and says, "Well, fuck." Yes. He looks around, sees the crystal's gone as well. Um are any of you guys also trying to do something? Phobos, you fired a bolt at the dude, and now you're moving up. So yeah, so the guy warped the crystal, and then seemingly this guy got like unpossessed. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Um. Go ahead and make an attack. Hmm. Yeah, it's on the next attack you land, right? Okay. Uh. So the first one hits. Yeah. 14 plus that 2, and let's see. And then do I have to make a save for the deck save, right? Or of the next turn? Are you sure? Go ahead and post the fire rune. Using the weapon, you can make the rune fiery shackles. Target takes it, and it must succeed on a strength saving throw. Yeah, yeah. Okay, well he has to. He has. Okay, yeah, yeah, that's fine. But he does have to make it right away. Just letting you know. All right, there you go. He passes the save. Yes. You do? Okay. That does hit. Okay, 13, 11. No, he is not down. Okay. No, he does not. At this point, Hyung Yi raises his sword and then cleaves down the assistant and it ignores you. I just deleted his token, but he's not deleted. And let's see, we can add slash roll 1d, or we'll 2d8. I'm gonna assume he hits, but we'll roll anyways. Okay. Um, let's see. Yep, that hits. Plus 5 plus 2d8. That point, the assistant goes down again after not being fully healed from last time. Okay. Hyungi slashes down this person, looks around at all of you, and says, well, if I can't get the crystal, I'll need the next best thing. Time to find Mr. Braylick. Yes. He turns away from you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kevin, do you take attack up? Yep. Okay, go ahead. Mm-hmm. Um. Okay, give me 1 second. Kevin, you do not hit. I'm not gonna make you roll for this, just for the sense of time. Um. Um. He starts walking away, and he says, he like you say, what do you want with Braylick? And he turns and looks at you,
And he's like, I'm sorry, who are you again? He stops for a second and like looks like he's thinking and says, hmm, uh, oh wait, just want to fuck double check. Wait, holy fuck. And he uses So, if you guys remember the description, just want to let you know there's a roof that only extends to these pillars, but the rest is all like a balcony essentially. DM has a stroke, otherwise I would have better loot. Fuck you. He says like, Kyo, um, like he's thinking for a second and says, oh, Jana, oh right, that's what I meant to message you. Search. John. He says, Kia, your last name's Braylick too. Do you happen to know the whereabouts of a Dugan Braylick? You know, state mage? He says, you tell me. Fine then. He turns around. Guile, are you still running up to him? Okay, so you guys run up to him and just what, attack, grab. Okay, go ahead and roll attacks. Okay. Jack, do you get extra attack? Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I just forgot for some reason. Don't you get like 3? Yeah, you get 4. Okay, so it's 18 by the way. So, so a lot. 3 of those don't hit, but this one, this one does. So that's 14, 9, 9, 10, and 8. Or no, 5 and 8. Wait. Oh no, it's only those 3 that hit. 1, 2, 8, 9, and 14. Okay. At this point, I need you both to make. Yusuf, Kyo, are you doing anything? Why'd you send me a gif of Silas, John? Lay John Classico. 16 does not hit. Kyo, you're doing a firebolt. It does not hit now. So you three that are around him, can you make contested acrobatics or athletics rolls? I guess that'd be 10 then. Okay, so Yusuf, you're knocked back. The rest of you aren't. He walks out here and does like the thing where with his fingers, which I can't do. Um, you guys get A up on him though. Okay. Neither of those hit. Hmm. So he looks back at you. You see, you see, you hear like a whoosh whoosh as you see his Pegasus land before. It's been the same one you guys have been seeing as in the past. Probably a greater fine steed. Anyways, and he says, "Well, apparently," he looks towards Yukio. "I'm off to find your father. I look." He looks down at his armor and his like chipped up sword and everything like that. Don't really feel like fighting today, but he like looks at you guys and says, "Keep working on your swing, Kyle." Yep. And can you post it out for me? It's a duration of 1 minute. Yeah, let's just. It's very, very pog. What's up? Well, tell me what's so crazy. Give me 1 second here. Oh, does it make a saving throw? Oh, okay. Let's see. God, you can't even see the smile on my face, Will. You're such a. I know you have. I know. That is so funny. Oh my god. Wait, hold on. No, they
Let's see. Okay. T20. God, making me dig up his fucking horses. All right. It's a DC 15. Well. Okay, I'm posting this in chat with the prior messages because I GM rolled it for whatever reason. In general, there's continuity, and it rolled an 18. Just because normally I show it. No, look, dude, I can't edit messages in Roll20. Not even the DM can. If you do slash GM roll in general chat, yeah, see it, yeah, because I GM rolled it. Oh well, no, he's gone by then. Yeah, he rolled an 18. I put it in general chat. I put it in general chat, a screenshot of it because I GM rolled it. But there's continuity and everything, so from the Earthbound. Well, it has a +4, yeah. You can throw your greatsword at him, sure. You can attack yourself. I think you just hit. What does that mean, Kevin? How would you fail to hit yourself? It's. And now post your cloud rune. Kevin, you do some damage to him for sure. But I mean, wait, hold on. If this rune, in addition, when you were a creature, let's see, is hit by an attack roll. Oh, well, I mean, I guess you're saying like so it would be an attack roll. Kevin, I promise you one attack is not going to kill him. It's pretty good. He's still within I would say he's still within 100 feet of you, John. That hits him. No. At this point, you guys hear like a rumbling sound. Kia, as you look out from the terrace, you see ice falling past the terrace, so, and you hear like boom, chunk, like something hitting the roof, and you feel like this large rumbling sound as like you look down towards the city below, and you realize all the things that the city has been tilted, right? If you can look at the picture below, as things are kind of like sliding down with the slope of the city now. There's ice beginning to fall from the ceiling, and you feel like the cavern is beginning to collapse. At this point, you're about to head down the stairs. Sorry, what was that? Yes, you got the loot earlier. Don't worry. At this point, two things happen. One, you hear from over in this direction, Rah! As you look over, no, the penguin's with Yusuf. As you see the goblin chief himself hanging upside down from a rope. It is. Well, you guys remember, you guys are really far elevated into the air right now because of the jump. You say he like Kyo. He runs up to you and he says, "I came back to help." You look up and you see the goblin cart up at the edge of the hole. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. You guys cleared it all out. No, I don't. I'm not saying he did that, but I am saying he did find you guys. I'm sorry. After last week, I needed to do a little Scooby Dooing. Bear with me. Anyways, plus I thought it would be really funny. You get to the reconnection successful. Okay, cool. You hear like the of like the polar bears who have been pulling their cart as they sort of like hoist you out the final about like 100 feet out of the cavern. I don't make. So you guys are loading up on the ropes as you see the assistant get up again. Twice. He says he looks around at the everything crumbling and he looks at you and says, "If you take me with you, I'll explain." He did. Okay. You guys are kind of like by the ropes now, and he's just gotten up. Okay. How about why your son looks like he looks at you? He's like he looks at Kyo or Yusuf and says, "Why that boy looks older than he should, and why they want your father, and why there's two Hyung Yis." He nods. He looks genuine.
Do you do it? Okay. You guys climb the rope, and it brings you up to the top slowly as like you see the cart trudging forward with the ropes crawling off the back of it. See if I can do this here. You guys find yourself. Let's see if I can find the map here. Do I have the map already loaded into one of the things? That would be nice. Nope. Uh, okay, we'll use this then. Sorry, I'm just pulling up the map for you guys so you can see. Um, uh, I've always had the big map, so I don't have to find the one in the book here. Okay, there we go. I hope this is high res enough. Okay, so this is the overarching map of the region. It's a little low res, but if you remember, you guys traveled like out here towards the mountains and stuff like that. This is where like the Goliath stuff was happening over here. Um, and so you guys are about over here. You guys get up to the surface, and it's about probably noon right now.
and you look up and you see Hyung-yi in the distance on the Pegasus, flying up towards his airship. As he lands on top of the deck, and you see the airship traveling. Kyo, you can see the distance of it traveling, that it's traveling in the direction. You know this region well, and you can tell the airship is headed straight for Bremen, your hometown. And we will end the session there so that we can go through loot for the next 30 minutes for anyone that it matters for. Well, yeah, it's 10 o'clock, and then also we said we were going to do looting and stuff at the end of the session. So that's what the next rest of the time would be for. Plus, it's a good narrative note. So I'm ending the session. That's fair. Wait, you're talking to me or Kevin? Yep, that's fair. uh, I think that's fair. I think I tried to go to a plan and I didn't execute as well as I wanted to, but I still got most of it across. You disagree with that statement, Jack? That's fair. Oh God. Uh-huh. Yeah, there's only one super major thing that I personally think I not even glossed over that I just didn't do, but that you don't know about that. Jack might. Anyways, please bear with me. Oh fuck. Go for it. You didn't loot, so that's fine. Yeah. Can I touch base with you later, Jack? Okay. Kevin, I'm gonna talk to John really quick. So if you want to go hang out with them, I think I think they went to Sour Gamers, didn't they? Oh no, they didn't. Yeah, no, they are. I think so. Oh no, Will is, Jack isn't. Anyways, I have to talk to John really quick. Okay, so I sensed mostly confusion from that session, right? Which is fair. I'm gonna be yeah. I'm gonna be completely honest to you, John. From one DM to another, I royally fucked that up. Like really, really bad. Really bad. I spent 2 weeks thinking about this methodically, and by the time we got to the session, I like forgot my note cards at the fucking podium. It's really bad, John. It was really, really, really bad. I noticed that, but I didn't want to give it to you. So that one I'll apologize for, but it was like that on purpose. It felt lame, I know. And I sensed that in the moment when he kind of like did the hand twist, right? Like really bad, John. Big one on Yusuf's side. Big, big, big one on Yusuf's side. Yeah, eventually, but okay, so okay, I I got. Oh yeah, he's definitely gonna explain, and he's gonna be fine with that. But okay, so there's clearly like three parties here, right? There's you, whatever this assistant guy is doing, and then the uh, Hyung Yi and that whole cult thing, right? So I honestly just like it was I was trying to set like everything up here, and I just like got a little too overwhelmed with like all the moving pieces in the moment, trying to also manage you guys and what you would do. But like I didn't want it. I felt bad because it's like, oh well, I don't want it to be completely railroady. But like obviously these guys were too powerful for you just by stats wise, as by design. They're supposed to be like later in the game, sort of thing. Yeah, well, I was to a degree, but I kind of took too long to do it. Um, and so it made it seem like you guys had a chance to do something, even though I was just playing through the motions because I took so long. Because in the issue is, fuck. Okay, obviously there's time travel, right? Which is weird, but I figured out a way to make it not very weird. And I think where I messed up is because I've been thinking about this all for 2 weeks. It like makes sense in my head, but I have to remember what I have to explain to you guys to make it make sense to you, and that's where I fucked up. Is that fair? Well, there's two Hyung Yis, so true. hmm I don't even know what I want to do, man. I got to figure this out, but it doesn't change most. It doesn't change anything. It's just my execution was bad. I'm sad that it didn't go as well as I wanted it to because it's supposed to be cool. You know what I mean? Yeah. But after that, it just lost the momentum. Okay. I had notes for certain lines, but it was more of like a flow chart, right? Where it was like things that were supposed to happen. Yes. Okay. I'm gonna. Oh, sorry. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna talk to Jack about the things that are specific to his character. Yeah. I, I'll loot with you later. You're the only one that looted besides Kevin, so I'll literally just send you everything you got. Roll me 3 investigation checks. Okay, cool. All right, I'll talk to you later, man.
Yeah, so first really big mess up is I didn't spear Will's kid. And I didn't even realize I didn't spear Will's kid until the end of the session because I was so caught up with everything. Yeah, when you said that, I interpreted it as like, oh, he just. It was like because I was worried at the time. I was like, oh yeah, oh, he just needs to know like why that's not like that. There's another copy of his son out there. Don't worry, the Renvin's there because I decided to use the Renvin as a tool. Um, but yeah. So okay, first of all, I think where I messed up for starters was I took way too long to get all these things done because it made a perception of like you guys had like a chance to like fight or like do something, right? Where in reality it should have been like a cutscene and then you guys go. Exactly. And I just I don't like I guess I was like I should have just written a script for it, but I've never like uh I've always seen that as bad, so I didn't. Yes. Of course. And that makes sense. Yes. Well, the issue for me was I just got overwhelmed, right? Like there's a lot of things I was trying to enact. Yeah. Well, no, you should blame me, but yeah. Well, yeah, yeah. Yes. It also didn't feel like you guys really accomplished anything the entire session. Yeah. Yes. 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 Mm. It's up in the air. Yes. Yes. It was another chase scene. Hmm. Oh, right. You need to get out while they were fighting, and yeah. Oh. So make it an even bigger threat. Yes. Okay, so I didn't create a large enough sense of urgency to leave. I made Hyung Yi leave after the fight. Hmm. Yeah. Yes. Faith. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is like the type of thing where like it would warrant some kind of retcon. I just don't know how I would do that. Be like dog shit. Yeah, I know. Yeah. No, no, I understand. It's a misrepresentation. Yeah. Um. Yeah, I mean, would you be willing to work with me on a play-by-play, like a scripted? Okay, so but then okay, but like at what point does that start or stop or not stop, right? Because it okay, so just this scene during the retcon, we rewrite, and you'll give me the exact play-by-play dialogue and all. Yeah, of course. Um, I'm okay with that. But are you think? Do you think it's okay for me to be okay with that, or do you think that it's just kind of fucked? Hmm. The thing is, the reason why I feel at that point, yeah, well, because I appreciate. Right. Now it's like I would be dependent on you or something. And well then it's not exactly like what you would input, yeah. Well, here's my issue because like on paper I was able to follow and even offer my own like remedies to things, right? And we came to like a mutual conclusion that involved a lot of pieces moving around, right? And the thing is when you go through it on paper and take the time, it makes sense to me, right? And the reason why I'm okay in even considering retcon. Oh shit, my stream's still running. And private.